I, Vandana Khanduri, extend my greetings and a very warm welcome to our distinguished guest, Group Captain Sangeeta Kathait. Welcome, ma'am. Retired and the young aspirants dreaming to don that uniform one day by joining the Indian Armed Forces to this session on career opportunities in armed forces. Group Captain Sangeeta Kathait, combatant member of the Indian Air Force, was commissioned in the year 1998. She served the elite force for 21 years and was commended by the Chief of Air Staff on 2 different occasions. She has been in the thick of action during various operations across the border. Besides being an administrator in the field of operational challenge, she was also the creative head in the specially tasked publicity cell of the Indian Air Force. She was posted to the Air Force Selection Board as a psychologist after successful completion of her taxing and arduous course. She has been instrumental in selecting potential candidates to train them to become proud and deserving commissioned officers. To begin with, may I request the navigator of our Factory of Knowledge, our principal, Dr. Bindu Sharma, to welcome the eminent speaker for the day with an eco greeting. Ma'am, please. May I request the principal, the vice principal, and our distinguished guest to kindly come on stage, please. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. The armed forces is an epitome heralding the principles of service, patriotism, diligence, hard work, perseverance, courage, and high moral fiber. It is just not everyone cups tea, as being an armed force officer is a way of life and not just a job. Today, in this session, all the students seeking to join NDA will be addressed by esteemed expert, Group Captain Sangeeta Kathait, who has not only made her mark in the Indian Air Force, but has also been shaping the future of young minds by guiding them become leaders and join the armed forces as officers. It is indeed a matter of great pride and privilege to have you amongst us, ma'am. And now I request you to take over and address our students to help them have a clear vision and help them make correct decisions regarding their future. Over to you, ma'am.
Jai Hind. How are you all today? Okay, so before I begin and start interacting with you, let me just check whether the last was, am I audible to you? Loud and clear? Okay. And before I begin, I would like to extend a very thankful gratitude from my heart to the principal ma'am and to vice principal for giving me this opportunity to interact with you all today, and in spite of the fact that your school is having board exams, taking out time and giving so much of importance and value to my being here. I'm really grateful to both of you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay, so now can you raise your hands, all those who are from class 10? Just raise your hand. Okay, mostly 10. How many from class 11? Not 12? Okay, so we have few from 12 also. How much are you generally aware about the armed forces? First, let me ask any one of you. We'll keep it an interactive session, okay? Because if you interact with me, only then can you take out the maximum benefit of this session, right? So let me just ask a few of you, what all are you aware about the armed forces? Okay, just tell me, you, this one. Tell me what is your awareness level about the armed forces? How can you enter into the armed forces? We will just restrict our talk to entry into the armed forces because that's what is our topic today. Career options in the armed forces. So according to you, what are the career options that you can avail in the armed forces? NDA, direct entry and CDS. How many girls here? Just raise your hand. Girls, all girls, just raise your hand. Okay. So are the girls aware that NDA has opened for girls also? Yes, ma'am. Very nice. Just sit down. Please sit down. Once you are done with your answers, just sit down automatically. Okay, don't wait for my telling you. Okay, so now what happens that once you complete your class 10, there's a lot of pressure that starts coming up on you. What is that pressure? Yes, what is the career option that you want to select for you in your lives? What is it that you want to become? Sometimes your parents want you to become something, sometimes you want to become something, your friends want to become something. You are totally confused what exactly you want to become. So let me ask you, how many of you have decided what you want to become in your lives? Very nice. I see only 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Almost 15 hands coming up. Okay, tell me better. What do you want to become?
I'm Indian Air Force pilot.
Indian Air Force pilot. Very good. I am so happy and impressed. Okay. Doctor. But out of a gathering of so many of you, only 15 hands came up to tell me that yes, they are very clear what they want to become in your lives. Okay? So this is the time when you need to decide what exactly you want to become in your life. Right? So this decision has to come from you. People can only guide you. We can only guide you, okay, these are the various options. What you want to become is totally your choice. What I wanted to become, I become. It was my choice again. Nobody forced me to get into the armed forces. So like that, you also have to take a decision before it is too late, right? Now after your 12th or your graduation, you decide, okay, I wanted to become a pilot in the Air Force. But by that time, you have not selected the subjects that you should have to become a pilot. So now you cannot become a pilot. So that time it will be too late. So this is the time when you need to decide what you want to become in your life, because if you don't decide now, it is going to be too late later on. Right? Don't get affected by what people are telling you in terms, what my friends are doing. My friends want to become a doctor, so I also want to become a doctor. No. What does your heart want? Because whatever your heart wants, wherever your passion lies, finally you are going to get happiness only in that particular thing. Like when I was working as a Air Force officer, I was very happy. I had a very satisfying tenure of all entire 21 years. Why? Because that is what I wanted to do. That was my passion. And that is how I enjoyed my journey in the armed forces. So like that, you have to decide what exactly you want to become, so that once you have decided what exactly you want to become, then what is next become? What do you do? What do you do? मैंने decide कर लिया मुझे डॉक्टर बनना है. After that, what will I do? Start working towards it. just by thinking that, okay, I want to become a doctor, or I want to become a pilot, or I want to become a engineering officer, you don't become one, right? It is in your thought only right now. You have to work towards it. Once you think, once you've decided, after that you need to put a lot of hard work towards it. Okay? Once you put your hard work and you're passionate about it, then definitely nobody can stop you to achieve your goal. So these two things are very important. Firstly, decide what you want to become, and secondly, work towards it. And if it is your passion, you are definitely going to achieve it. If it is not your passion, you are going to dilly-dally, you are not going to work so hard to finally achieve it. Okay? So firstly, decide. Okay, now, how many of you want to become doctors here? Just raise your hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many want to become engineers here? Engineers. 1, 2. How many IAS officers? IAS officers. Okay, I have 4, 5 hands. Okay. How many want to become chartered accountants? CAs? 1. Very nice. 2. Okay. And how many want to become or join the armed forces? Let me see how many hands come. Are you raising your hand because I am standing here? Do you really want to become? Very nice. I'm really happy that so many hands have come up because you want to join the armed forces. Okay. So now let me tell you what are the various options by which you can join the armed forces. The first option is after your class 12th. That means you should have completed your 12th and then join the armed forces through NDA. So NDA is the only option that is available after 12th. Earlier this option was only for boys. Now this option is also available for girls. So now both of you have this option after 12th, then you can join NDA. Then you join NDA. You can also give the NDA exam. It happens twice in a year. Okay, so you can also give the NDA exam in your final year of your class 12. That means while you are still appearing in your class 12, you can also give your NDA paper. You can give that paper which happens somewhere in September. That means NDA 2. You cannot give NDA 1. NDA happens twice in a year. Are you all aware? NDA happens twice in a year. So when you are in your class 12, the NDA 2 paper you can apply and you can get cleared in your NDA exam. You can also do that once you complete your class 12. So once you complete your 12, again you can go in for NDA. In case you don't want to give your NDA along with your board exams and you just want to focus on your board, that's absolutely okay. But after your board exam, the next attempt you can apply for NDA. What is the age limit for NDA that you can apply? 16 and a half to 19 and a half. Now that you have to remember one thing over here. 16 and a half to 19 and a half is the age when you will join NDA. What is the full form of NDA? All of you are aware. Very nice. National Defence Academy, which is in Kadakwasta, Pune. So you will go to Pune. But this age, which is 16 and a half to 19 and a half, is the age for you to join NDA. Not the age to apply. So generally, once you apply, after that the entire process takes 1 year. That means from 18 and a half to 15 and a half to 18 and a half. This is the time that you can apply. 15 and a half to 18 and a half. Application process. But joining in NDA Academy will be at the age of 16 and a half to 19 and a half. Is this clear? Don't think that, okay, once I am 16 and a half, only after that I can apply. No, you can apply while you are 15 and a half, but you will be joining the NDA Academy when you have completed 16 and a half. Clear? So now once you have done this, after that what happens is that you will be undergoing a training of 3 years in NDA. So you will have to give your choices. You will have to give 4 choices. What are the choices options? Army, Air Force, Navy, and there is also one more option which is called as the Naval Academy. So you have to choose in advance what you want to become, and you have to choose right now in class 10. You cannot choose in class 12 because if you have not taken the subjects accordingly, then you will not be eligible for many of them. Okay, so I will tell you that what all are you eligible for. So if you have physics, chemistry and maths, PCM group, science students, you will be eligible for all 3, or in fact all 4. Army, Navy, Air Force, and which is the 4th one? Naval Academy. You will be eligible for all four of them. But in case you do not have physics and mathematics, then you will not be eligible for Army and Navy. You will only be going for Army. So if you are an arts student, you are a commerce student, it is not that you cannot give MBA. You can still give MBA, but you will have only one option, and that one option is Indian Army. Okay, rest of the options, that means Army, the Air Force and the Navy would want you to have physics and maths. So if you really want to join India, if you really want to become an armed forces officer, it is better for you to go in for a science stream in your class 11. Because when you go for a science stream, you will be eligible for all four of them rather than just one of them. You can still choose. Still, if you want to join Army, you can give it your first preference and you can still join Army. But at least the other options will be open for you. Am I clear on this point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now once you have joined your MBA, you complete 3 years of training, and after that you go to the respective academies. That means after 3 years, in case Army is your first preference, you will go to IMA for 1 year of training. If Air Force is your training, you will go to Air Force Academy. Where is Air Force Academy situated? Hyderabad, very correctly said. So you will have to go to Air Force Academy, Hyderabad for your training. If you are a ground duty branch officer, you will have 1 year of training. If you are a flying branch officer, then you will have 1.5 years of training. Clear? So this is about the Air Force. Like this, when you go and join the Indian Navy, then you will have 3 years of MBA training. After that, 1 year of training in the Naval Academy. Where is the Naval Academy? Kerala. Who said that? Very good. So naval girls have more knowledge than the boys. What is happening, boys? Okay. So Naval Academy is in Kerala, right? So you will be going there. So like that, you have 4 options. So you will have to give your choices, and depending on your subject, you will be eligible for one or all of them. Clear so far? Okay. Now, if you decide not to go for MBA and you want to do your graduation, say you want to do your MBBS, you want to do your BTech, or you want to do your CA, you want to do your BBA, anything that you want to do, you can do after your class 12. And once you are in your final year of your graduation, that is the time again you can apply for all 3 services. Okay, the process will be different. Now this time you will not go through NDA. This is called as a direct entry. You will go directly. You will not go through NDA, but you will have a different process and you will have to undergo various tests. Like for NDA, you give written NDA test. So when you go after your graduation, you will have to give the AFCAT exam, Air Force Common Admission Test for the Indian Air Force. You will have to give INET, Indian Navy Admission Test, or the entrance test for Navy. And you will also have to give CDS. CDS is Combined Defense Services. So either you give CDS for your Army, right? So you have all these options. So after you completed your graduation, you are in your final year. In that time, you can give AFCAT, you can give INET, you can give CDS. You can give all 3 to join different armed forces. So this is your entry in your graduation stage. So 2 options, one entry at the 12th level after your 12, and the second option is entry after your graduation. Clear? Okay, so what is the percentage that is required in case you want to join NDA for your class 12? 60 and above. You need to have minimum 60%. So remember that 60, as it is too less, it is not a very good percentage. But that is the base, bare minimum that you need to get in your class 12 to at least apply for these entrance exams. Okay? Anything else that you want to know about this process so far? All clear? So now once you have cleared your written examination, so either you have cleared your NDA, or you have cleared your AFCAT, or you have cleared your CDS, after that you also, it is not that I have cleared my written, so now I will become an officer. No. After that there is a separate process that you have to go through, which is called as the Services Selection Board, SSB. Have you all heard about SSB? Yes? Okay, so tell me what all happens in SSB? Yes, anyone can stand up and tell me please. What happens in SSB? Any one of you, whosoever is aware of, whatever little, yes, tell me.
Personality check, interview, and other mark tests.
Very nice. I'm again impressed with girls. Huh? They know so much. Boys? Boys. What happens in SSB, boys? We have some boys who played NDA Little. Where is that boy who's played NDA Little? Come in. So if you have a boy, come, whosoever has played NDA. They are hesitant there to answer questions there. Come. Okay, so tell me what all happens in NDA. Yeah, he deserves a big round of applause for having played NDA Little. Although his age is yet not yet there for NDA, so next time also is going to play it, right? Okay, so tell me what happens in SSB.
SSB is a long procedure, unlike conventional type of interviews which only last for around an hour. SSB lasts for 5 days. Not all that appear make it till the end. Majority, around 80% of the people, get screened out on the first day. So the main aim, if one is appearing for the SSB, is to clear the stage 1, which is the screening test. In the screening test, you are mostly corrected on your procedures and your observations in the group discussion. After which, different types of group discussions, personal interviews are held, and at the end, you are told whether you are recommended or not. Thank you.
Very nice. He is at least aware of the entire process. I will elaborate it further for you. Okay? So what happens after you have cleared your written, you are given a center for one of the SSBs. So you go to one of those centers. If it is an army center, if you selected army, then you will be given an army center. If you have selected air force, you will go to an air force selection board. Once you reach there, on the very first day, you will have screening test. Okay? If you clear your screening test, you will stay there for the rest of the 5 days which are there, you will be staying there. If you do not clear your screening test, you come back on the very first day. So if say around 300 students have gone, hardly 30-40 are kept on the first day and all others come back. Okay. Now in case you stay there for your screening, you are screened in and you stay there for the next 4 to 5 days, then there is a 3-pronged system that happens over there. The first is your psychology test. So you will have to undergo your psychology test, which is a written test. Around 2.5 hours you will have to spend in that test. And subsequently there are also separate tests within the psych test. So there are 4 tests within the psych test that you will have to undergo. After you complete your psych test, you go for GTO, Group Testing Officer. So there is a group testing officer who will test you for 2 days. He also has various sub-tests. He has around 9 tests. Okay, so in those 9 tests, he will be assessing your performance. Again, as she rightly said, he will be assessing your performance on personality. How is your personality in group dynamics? How do you function in a group? That is what the group testing officer will be testing you for 2 days. Once you're done with your GTO, you also undergo a one-to-one interview. It is a personal one-to-one interview, which will again last for around 45 minutes to 1 hour. And there also the IO, the interviewing officer, is going to test you on various aspects of your personality. What all have you done in the past? What kind of passion you have to join the defense? What is your motivation level to join? All these things the interviewing officer is also going to test. Once you complete all these 3 tests, all 3 assessors get together and decide whether your personality is fit to be joining the armed forces or you still need some improvement. If you need some improvement, you come back again, you are not recommended, and you improve yourself on your personality and again appear for the next SSB. Again going for your written, again clear your written, and then again go for your SSB. In case you get recommended, that again is not a parameter that you've got recommended, so finally now you will become officer. No. If you've got recommended, after that there are 2 more things that you have to clear. First is your medical. So you're going for your medical. So you'll be examined from head to toe whether you have any issues in regards to your medical fitness, and if you have no issues, then you are medically declared fit. Once you are medically declared fit, after that again there is one more step. What is that last step? Merit list. Who said that? Very nice. At least one boy has answered. Good. So it is the merit list. So So that means if there are only 10 vacancies, but 20 students have got recommended from the SSB board, only top 10 are going to finally join the training institute. They are the ones who are going to go ahead with their training in the respective academy, whether it is Air Force Academy, the Naval Academy, or the Indian Army Academy. Okay? Once you have cleared your merit and you have cleared your merit, you get your joining instructions, and then you join NDA or you join Air Force Academy after your graduation or the IMA. Then again, it is not a sure thing that okay, now you will become an officer. Then what you have to do? You have to undergo that rigorous training, which will be there for almost 1 year to 1.5 years. So you have to prove your worth over there again. You have to prove that you are fit to become an officer in the armed forces. And that fitness you will prove by your physical strength as well as by your mental strength. Because there will be a lot of things over there in the academy which will require you to be mentally very, very strong. So if you are mentally very strong and you are able to take that pressure of the training, then definitely you get recommended and you get commissioned as an armed force officer. So what is the first rank that you pick up when you join the army? Lieutenant. Very good. And if you join the Air Force? You have no idea about Air Force. Flying officer. Who said that? Very nice. Give him a big round of applause. Good. And if you join the Navy? Again, no idea. If you join the Navy, generally we only think of army, and that is how we are more gender upon the ranks of army. Yes. Who said that? Very nice. Again, give him a round of applause. So if you join the Navy, the first rank that you get is a sub-lieutenant. If you join the army, you become a lieutenant. If you join the Air Force, you become a flying officer. Okay? And then your journey begins, and your journey is again a very challenging, very interesting, full of day-to-day challenges every day. But yes, each and every step of that journey is definitely worth it. That means the journey is not going to be easy, but it is definitely going to be worth it. You're going to love your entire tenure in the armed forces. Okay? So this is the entire process of your joining. It is a lengthy process from the date you apply to the date you finally reach the academy. It is a process of almost 1 year. Okay? And finally after 1 year you reach there. Then again 1 year to complete your training, and then you get commissioned as an officer. Okay? So this is all about the career in the armed forces. Lot of times we also get worried that okay, I am not a science student, so I am not eligible for army or the Air Force or the Navy. It is not like that. Even if you have not taken science, even if you have studied commerce or you studied BA in your graduation or you have done your PBA, anything that you have done, you will still be eligible for some or the other branch of that respective service. Okay, so all the services have different branches. Like the Air Force will have a flying branch for which you definitely need maths and physics. But there are also ground duty branches for which you will not be needing maths and physics. So even if you are a BA graduate, you will still be eligible for those branches, whether you have PCM or you don't have PCM. Okay, so like that, it is not that your scope will totally close, but yes, if you take PCM, more options are going to be available. Okay. Any questions on this that you can ask now? I have completed my part of the career in the armed forces. Now we will keep it interactive. You want me to come down? Shall I come down? I'm okay here? Okay. Girls can also ask me any question that you want to, because now NDA is open for you, so I have a lot of questions in your mind. You can also ask. You can ask me any question, even if it is not related to the career options, we can still ask. Don't hesitate, there is nothing to hesitate. Feel free to ask. I'm not going to eat you. Am I going to eat you? Yes or no? Then feel free to ask me, okay? Okay, now I'm down. I'm a part of you now. Okay? So now you don't have to hesitate. Feel free to ask me anything that you want. Okay? Now you don't have to shout also. Yes, tell me.
What about if we take PCB?
What about if we take PCB, physics, chemistry, and biology? Now, the minimum criteria for joining the Air Force and the Navy is physics as well as maths. Okay, so since you do not have maths, so you will still not be eligible for Navy as well as the Air Force. So you have to have maths to be eligible for both of them. In case you have taken PCB, a lot of time what happens, children have taken PCB, they have completed their 12 and after that they have now decided to join the armed forces and they want to become a pilot only. So that means they need maths and physics. Definitely, without that you cannot join the Air Force. So what they do then, is there any option for them? No, all options are closed. Think about one option that they can still go in for. Army you can still go in, but still now after 12 you have decided suddenly that I want to become a pilot, but you have not taken maths. Then what can you do? One option is still open for you. Tell me. Apply your mind. AFCAT is there, but you can still not become pilot because in AFCAT also you will have to have maths and physics, right? So if you do not have maths, what you can do is after you have completed your 12 or after you realize that yes, I really need maths because I really want to become a pilot, you apply for maths through an open board. Any open board which is recognized by the Government of India, like IGNOU or the other open boards, you can apply for 12 for that particular subject. And if you clear that subject, maybe it will take 1 year for you to clear that subject, but after that you will again become eligible for the Air Force or the Navy. Understood better? Anyone else? Any questions? Boys? Boys at the backbenchers? I was one of the backbenchers always, so don't worry. Backbenchers are always my favorite. Yes. Okay, how to deal with failures and how to start from scratch. This is again a very good question. How to deal with failures and how to start from scratch. Okay, so let us starting from scratch. Okay, then we'll talk about failures. So like suddenly you decided that you want to now become an officer in the armed forces, right? Suddenly you decided, or maybe you had the passion and you decided it earlier, but you have not yet started preparing for it. So what do you do first? What is the first step that we will do? So where will we start scratching from? First, we will see what are the eligibility criteria, whether I am eligible as per age, as per my qualification or not. The second thing that you go ahead is syllabus. Without syllabus, what are you going to study? So you will see NDA syllabus. So if you decide and suddenly you want to become an armed forces officer, you will open the eligibility criteria for NDA, see whether you fulfill that criteria or not, be it medical parameters or any other educational qualifications. Once you check that, after that you will open the syllabus and you will see what is it that I have to study. Because there is a very famous saying in the armed forces. What is that saying? The more you sweat. Yes, somebody said it rightly. The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. Have you heard about this? Yes. So the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. That means the more you start your preparation in advance. Once you know your syllabus and you started preparing in advance. Say you have now decided you are in class 10. Whenever you get time, you see NDA syllabus and start preparing. Generally, it is 11th and 12th syllabus that comes for the NDA examination. And maths is very, very important again. Maths, and then there is another paper for general awareness. That is also important. General awareness will cover all your other subjects as well as the current affairs topic also. So you start preparing for your syllabus. So that when the exam comes, by that time you've already completed your syllabus, you've already revised it, and you are pretty confident that you are going to definitely clear it. How many students apply for NDA? How many? Yes. Tell me. Almost 6 lakhs. And now with girls coming in, the number is going to be further more. So more than 6 lakhs. You say around 7 or 8 lakh students apply every 6 months for an NDA paper. And what are the number of vacancies? How many vacancies? 400. How many? 400. So imagine the ratio. All of you started ratios and proportion. So what will be the percentage? Just imagine. Only 400 vacancies for 7 lakh students. And if you suddenly 2 months prior to your NDA paper, you decide that, okay, now I will finish my syllabus, it is not going to happen. Even if you finish your syllabus, you will still not be able to crack the exam because as a merit list, no? Because so many students, around 18,000 to 20,000 students are given call letters to go to various SSBs, and after that only 400 odd students get selected. They finally join the NDA. So it cannot happen that you decide 2 months prior to an NDA paper and then you start opening your books and start studying and then you will get recommended. It is not going to happen like that. Consistency is very, very important. What is important? Consistency. Consistency is very important for your board exams also. Right? Your teachers must be telling you to be consistent. Start studying from day 1 of your class. Start studying from day 1 of your class. So like that for NDA also you start preparing from day 1 of your decision when you have decided that you want to become an armed forces officer. From that day onwards, please start studying. So that is starting from scratch. Now how to deal with failures? Firstly, failure will not happen if you worked enough, right? If you put in a lot of hard work, failure is not bound to happen. If you've given your best, you've practiced, you've revised, you are confident about it, you are not going to fail. But in case you fail, in case situations are not favorable, and something happens, your preparation goes very well, or maybe in the exam you've undergone into various sort of performance pressure, then don't get affected by failure. There are students who get recommended on the 16th time, on the 17th time also. I am not saying to continue till your 16 attempts, but I am just saying that it is never too late to pursue your dream. Remember this. It is never ever late to pursue your dream. That means even if you have not played your NDA in the first 6 months, no problem. Your dream is still there with you. Next 6 months, give it a try. Again you have failed, no problem. Your dream is still there with you. You have not left your dream. So if you have not left your dream, you will again prepare for it. This time with more efforts. Okay, so failures should not affect you. They should be lessons for you. You should take out lessons from those failures so that you can achieve success in your life. Okay? Okay, beta? Yes. Anyone else? One more thing about that starting from scratch is that, yes, I'm coming to you, is that once you have done your written syllabus, you also need to ensure that you are physically fit. NDA training is not going to be a cakewalk. It is definitely not going to be a cakewalk. That means it is not going to be an easy path. It is a tough, rigorous physical training that you will have to undergo for 3 years. For that, if you start preparing for now onwards, your body will get tuned to it. As it is said that inside a healthy mind lies a healthy body, or inside a healthy body lies a healthy mind, which is vice versa, right? So when I say healthy mind, healthy body, healthy mind, that means that you need to start working on your physical fitness from now onwards. It is again not going to happen that 1 month prior to joining NDA, you start running. You are going to have a lot of trouble in your NDA then. I'm telling you with so much of confidence that if you start running just 1 month prior to joining NDA, you will land up into trouble. Okay? So start tuning your body, start running, start from walking. If you can't run, no problem, you start from walking. Once you start walking, then you increase your kilometers, walk 1 kilometer, then walk 2 kilometers, then walk 5 kilometers, then start jogging and then start running. Work on your arm strength also. Okay, do some sit-ups, do some push-ups. All that is going to help you learn MBA training. Learn swimming. Swimming is also very essential for MBA. You have to mandatorily pass the swimming test. So if you get an opportunity, you should learn swimming also in advance. Okay, yes, your question, Mika. What was my motivation? Okay, good question. Okay, my father was in the armed forces. So I would say that my father was the biggest motivation behind me joining the Air Force. And at that time, women did not have an opportunity in the armed forces. Women did not have that opportunity. Whenever my father would go out of station, on PDs, temporary duties, he hardly stayed with us, but whenever he was staying with us and he would go out, I would enter his room and then quietly take out his speaker, put it on my head, and then look at myself and adore, look at myself, feel very happy standing in front of that mirror. And I always wished that I also had that, one day I could also have that peacock on my head. So that was something that was always driving me, but there was no opportunity for us at that time, we could not join. But when I went into my graduation, that is the time I came to know that yes, women are also being allowed now. So after my graduation, I filled up my form, and the most happiest day, even now I am almost 46, 47, but even now, the most happiest moment of my life has been the day when I was putting that peacock on my head and I saluted my father. So that was my motivation, and that is what led me to the armed forces. And it was a wonderful journey. Yes, anyone else? Any other question, Vika? Yes, girls. Right.
After joining AFMC, can we directly become an officer?
Okay, I will answer. And what is the next question? Okay. So there are two questions. One is, after joining the MBBS as a doctor, I have become an MBBS doctor. Can I after that become an officer directly? Yes, you can. There is a branch called as the AMC, Armed Forces Medical Corps. Okay, so if you want to become a doctor, but at the same time you also want to become a Fauji, it's absolutely okay. You can pursue both the goals. Nobody stops you. You become a doctor, you study hard, work hard after your 12th clear NEET, do your MBBS, become a doctor, and after that apply for the AMC code. So you will have to undergo a small test and a small interview. The process is not very lengthy. So you undergo that test and interview, and in case you are found fit, you will become an officer in the armed forces. You can also choose. The best part of becoming a doctor is you can choose which branch you want, which service you want to join. You can become an army doctor, you can become an air force doctor, you can become a navy doctor. In fact, they are the only ones who can also change. That means from the air force they can go to the navy if there are vacancies available if they want to change. The other officers cannot do that, but a doctor can do that. That is an added advantage. Clear? So now the next question is, tell us something about psychology. Okay. What exactly about psychology got to know? Anything and everything. So psychology is very, very vast. Okay, there is no end to it. Like we say for personality, there is no end to personality. It is vast. It has no boundaries. It can go from anywhere to anywhere. Right? So psychology is also like that. So let us restrict our knowledge right now on the psychology that is required for ND. Okay, let us restrict on that because it is a very vast subject. So the kind of psychology that the psychologists are looking in for candidates who will get recommended is very simple. Okay, it is not very complicated. It is that if I cover it in a simple line, it is that you need to be a good human being. Okay, do you understand what is a good human being? Yes? So if you are a good human being, there is something called as OLQs, officer-like qualities. They will automatically be there in you. If you are a good human being, OLQs will automatically be there in you. If you believe in the core values, what are the core values? Honesty, integrity, loyalty, commitment to your job. These are certain core values. Professionalism, if you are committed, if you are a person who is honest, who is loyal, who is sincere, who is dedicated, then definitely you are going to be cleared by the psychologist. Okay, so basically you need to be a good human being who does not have any kind of inhibitions, who does not have any fears in your life. It's slightly difficult for you to get by the psychologist, but in case you know that you have a particular fear, say if I have a fear of darkness, okay, I need to get over it. Everything is possible. Everything happens from your heart and your brain. If you decide, if your heart decides and your brain decides that yes, I am going to get over this fear of mine, you are definitely going to get out of it. But if you keep it within yourself, you don't work towards it, then you will not be able to come out of that fear or that particular apprehension that you have in your life. So as a psychologist, I would only tell you that get over all your apprehensions. Okay? Get over all your fears. There is nothing that you cannot achieve. Everything is achievable. Okay? The only thing is that you have to work towards it. Don't underestimate yourself. This is also one more very important advice that I would like to give you. Don't underestimate yourself. If somebody can become a pilot, you can also become. Somebody can become a doctor, you can also become. If somebody can be the first woman officer to fly the fighter jet, you can also be that first. If I am standing here and talking to all of you, tomorrow all of you are equally capable to be standing here and talking in the same manner to students like you all. Okay? It is absolutely possible. The only thing is that we tend to underestimate ourselves. Don't underestimate yourself. Okay? Yes. Any other questions? Anyone else? Anyone else? Quick question. Yes. How did I clear for the written examination? Okay. What was my entry at that particular time? Okay. For SSB also. Okay. The system at that, yes. And my experience of SSB. Okay. Now the questions are following. Very nice. And DR, temporary rejection. Okay, okay. So everything is about me. Okay. Yes. Okay. So the question is, how did I clear my SSB? What was my entry? Did I face any temporary rejections? And how was my SSB experience? Okay. These are the questions. Have I left any? How many attempts did I give? Okay. Good. Yes. My line is coming up. Yes, Vijay. Question मुझे pass करना.
Can you do short service in army?
Okay, I will answer that also.
Graduation, I want to do my career.
Yes. I will answer that also. Give me some time. Okay, coming to the first question, which is how did I? At that time when I applied, that was 1997. There was no written examination as such. There was no APCAT written examination. We would apply on a newspaper cutting. Like nowadays, you do online registration. All that was not there during that time. So there were newspapers, this big, huge ad used to come out. We used to cut that ad and then have to fill it and then post it by a registered post. Okay. And then depending on our percentages and the number of people that they wanted to call, they would give us a call for the SSB. So there was no written, there was no APCAT, there was nothing, no written examination. There was no entry for ND. So definitely I was an entry after my graduation. So after my graduation when I applied, and then I was given a call letter. I directly went for my SSB. When I went for my SSB, my father came to drop me. And in fact, there's a very, very nice story over there. My MSc exams were going on. So my call letter had come home, which was in Dehradun. My father did not tell me about that call letter because if he tells me about that call letter, I will stop focusing on my MSc examination and focus more on the examination for my SSB. So he did not tell me. So as soon as I submitted my last paper, which was in Pantnagar, I was doing my MSc in biochemistry. I submitted my paper. The moment I submitted, my HOD told me that my father is waiting outside. So I was a bit surprised as to why, because he was a Fauji and this coming over to Pantnagar was slightly there. So I was shocked and I said, why is my father coming? So I went out and I looked at him. And he told me that next day we have to go to Banaras. So that again was a surprise because generally why do you go to Banaras? Generally why would people go to Banaras? Leave the SSB, Ganganath. Okay, so generally people would go to SSB if some mishappening, to Varanasi if some mishappening or something happens. So my mother was a heart patient, so I thought there is some bad news in the house, and that is why I had to go to Banaras, because my father never told me that there was an SSB call letter which has come, and that also we have to go tonight only. So I asked him, so he said, no, your mother is okay, don't worry, she's fine. We have to go to Banaras for your SSB interview, and that is how I landed up in Banaras without any preparation. And at night while we were sitting in the train, so I looked at my father, with all those hopeful eyes, and I asked him, tell me something about SSB. So my father said, it is too late now, what are you going to do overnight? Just go, try, and we'll see. Next time we'll prepare and go. He said, okay. So I landed up in Banaras, and then first day I got screened in. So first day is that officer intelligence rating test, intelligence test. So I got screened in, and then I stayed there for the next 4-5 days. And on the last day I was packing my bag. So that is why I said, no, don't underestimate yourself, because I also used to underestimate myself at that particular time. So I also packed all my bags, and I said, I will have definitely no scope. Who's going to select me? There are girls who prepared so much better than me, And but on the last day I got recommended, and that is how I reached the SSB. So that was my experience about SSB. I did not do much of work, but as I told you, if you are a good human being and if your core qualities are strong and you work towards, and it is your passion, then definitely all that will show. I am not saying that don't prepare and go. That is not the advice that I am giving. You should prepare and go. Unfortunately, I could not prepare, but you should definitely prepare and go. Okay? So Claire, all my personal questions are answered? Yes? First attempt. First attempt or last attempt? First attempt. First attempt I made. Medicals. Okay, so then I went for my medical, which was in Delhi, and there they do an entire complete medical, that is your eye checkup and your brain checkup and your entire body checkup, all your ultrasounds and your scans and all that they do, and then finally I got cleared in that. So medicals are not very, I will not say that they are very tough, but if you have a problem which you already know about it, that yes, this is a problem. Say there is a bone malfunctioning, or there is a bone which is protruding out from somewhere, which is not normal, which is affecting your day-to-day functioning, then definitely you should get yourself first, and thereafter go for other things. Okay, if you are asthmatic, you should not go in for this, because again, while you are running, it is going to be a problem, and as it is asthma, patients are not allowed. So like that, there are various things which you should be careful of. Yes, what was the next question here? Temporary rejection. See, temporary rejection, what happens? If you go for a medical and there is a problem which can be resolved. If there is a problem which can be, for example, say if I am obese and I am obese to certain acceptable limit, that means I should be 60 kgs, but I am 65 kgs. So they will give me a temporary rejection PR, and they will give me time to come after say 1 month or to come after 21 days, and in that time I have to reduce my weight, or maybe in case I am underweight, then I have to again gain weight in that much of time and come. If there is a problem, say if there is a gallbladder stone, which I did not know, but during my medical I was told about it. So again I will be temporarily rejected. I go back, get it operated, remove the gallbladder stone, and come back and show to them again, and they will declare me fit. So there are reasons why which you could be temporarily rejected. You solve those problems, you come back, and you could again be medically fit. But if there is a permanent rejection, PR, then there are less chances that you can again come back. Okay? So if there is a permanent rejection, say if you are unfit for flying, your leg length, your height does not match to the flying parameters, then you will be unfit for flying permanently. You cannot come back again for your medical. Okay, but you will be fit for the ground duties. Maybe that you are fit for the ground duties, unfit for flying. So branch-wise also, your medical fitness will vary. Okay? Yes, there was one more question on that side. What was that question? Which I said I will answer subsequently. Short service. Okay, so if you want to pursue your graduation, so what is the difference between NDA entries and the direct entries after your graduation? The difference is when you go through NDA, you get a permanent commission, and when you go through direct entries, you get a short service commission. Like I went after my graduation, so I was a short service commission officer. When I say short service commission, it means there is a period which is specified. It is 10 years or it is 15 years by which I will be serving that particular service. If I am a permanent commission officer, I will be serving that particular service for till the time I retire on my superannuation. Okay, so I will be serving till that time. That date of retirement also varies as per your rank. There's a difference of 1 or 2 years depending on the rank in which you retire. So if you join after your direct entry, you will be joining after your graduation. You will be joining as a short service commission officer for 10 years or for 14 years, depending on the branch in which you have joined. Now, during this period, things may change. During this period, it may happen that that particular service has got a shortage of officers, and they may give you an option of PC, but it is not guaranteed. But it may happen. Like when I joined as a short service commission officer for 5 years. After that, I was given an extension for another 6 years. That made a total of 11. Then I was given another extension of 4 years, making it to 15. And then after, I was also given an option of permanent commission. So I got permanent commission. So like that, it may happen that once you join as a short service commission officer, you may get options for PC, but there is no guarantee that you will get. If there is a requirement, then you may be given an option of getting into PC. Okay? Does that answer your question? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. Or you asked the question and then forgot it. That man is answering also. Yeah. Yes, there is an option, but like when you join through AFCAT, there is no option for you for PC. When you join through INET, there is no option for you for PC. When you join through CDS in the army, you may have an option for PC. But most of the direct entries which are there after your graduation are short service commission entry. NDA gives you permanent commission. NDA is all for PC. Right? So it is better for you that in case you want to join first, then it is better to join after your 12. You clear everything, join 12, get trained into it. In 3 years, you get a technical degree also, you get a graduate degree also. They give you graduation degree also. It's not that you joined NDA, so you have not done your college. No. You study your other subjects also. You either do BA or you do BTech while you are in NDA. You have your study part also, and then you also have your physical fitness part. So they train you both ways, and after that you will go to your respective services again. Okay? Anyone else? Any other questions? I will take my last round and ask. Any other? Yes. Yes, there is also this, understanding that if I have a cut anywhere, then I am unfit for post. No, it is not like that. I may be having while I was playing, while I was small, I fell down and I had 4 stitches or I had 10 scratches. That does not make me unfit for joining the armed forces. If that stitch is because of an injury which has affected your internal parts, okay, and after that you become unfit medically for joining the services, then it will be harmful for you. Otherwise, normal cuts and all, everybody falls, everybody has stitches, everybody undergoes some or the other operation in their life. So all that is absolutely okay. If you had a gallbladder operation, that particular stones have been removed, so there is going to be a stitch mark, there is going to be a cut mark, but that will not make you unfit for joining the armed forces. Lot of times children also ask me that, okay, I don't have 2 teeth, I don't have 1 teeth, I don't have wisdom tooth, does that make me unfit? No, all that does not make you unfit, doesn't matter. If you have too many chocolates and none of your teeth have already gone, that will not make you unfit for joining the armed forces. There are certain number of minimum dental points that you require. There's a combination. So many dental points. If you have those many minimum dental points, you will be fit for the armed forces. Okay? Yes. There was 1.5 centimeters. 162.5 I think most of you would generally be 162.5. If you have not yet gained that height, you still have some more boys and girls. Why is that so? Because the cockpit does not recognize the gender. Does the cockpit recognize whether it is a boy sitting or it is a girl sitting? The cockpit of the aircraft does not understand your gender. It just understands that there is a particular height, sitting height that is required. You should be able to fit into that cockpit. So that is why there is a height which is required, which is 162.5. This is the basic minimum height. Over and above this, there is also leg length. How much is the length that is going to take? All also required in the flying branch. If you are not going for the flying branch, then there are different heights for women and there are different heights for boys. So there is, I think, 152.5 centimeter for girls and 157 for boys. I don't remember the exact number, but I think it is somewhere over there. Okay. And there is also relaxation. How many of you are from Uttarakhand? Uttarakhand. So many of you. Majority Uttarakhand. Okay. Put your hands up. So you also have a relaxation of 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters relaxation, which is a very good relaxation. Northeast also you have this relaxation. Okay? So this relaxation, but this relaxation is again for the ground duties, not for the flying branch. Flying branch you have to have 162.5. Okay? Any other query? Yes. Yes. Yes, Ncc Special Entry is there. I will tell you. Any other question? Yes. Height for the cockpit. As I told you, 162.5 centimeters is the height. Pura height, but then your sitting height and they are separate parameters. I will give a copy to your principal now. You can have a look at that. Okay, different sitting height and the leg length and various other ratios of the body. I will give you a copy. I don't remember them, but the minimum height which is required, overall height is 162.5 centimeters. Okay. Now the next question was whether there is any special entry for Ncc. How many have got Ncc here? Do you have Ncc? Very nice. Army wing? Is it Army wing or Air Force wing? Army wing. Okay. Put your hands down, please. So if you have done Ncc because you have put in extra hours to undergo that training of Ncc, you've done drill, you've done various camps, and you finally acquired Ncc C certificate, right? So once you acquire C, if you just stopped at A or B, it is not going to help you. But if you've got to C certificate, whatever grading you have, but you've got C certificate, then you will also be eligible for one more entry which is called as Ncc Special Entry. This entry is not at NDA level. This entry is again after your graduation. What is the advantage of this entry? It is called as Ncc Special Entry Scheme. Why it is so special? Why special entry scheme? Extra marks? No, you don't get any extra marks. No. It is special because you are exempted to give the written examination. Okay? That means if you've got C certificate, you will neither give AFCAT, you will not give IELTS, you will not give CDS. You will get a direct entry in that respective service. That means you've done from Army, so you will get a special entry in the Army, only for Army, not for Air Force, because you're Army candidates. So you will get a special entry in the Army where you will be exempted to give CDS or any other written exam. You directly go for your SSB. Like I told you, during our times there was no written, we directly used to go for SSB. So all NCC candidates will also go for direct SSB. That is why it is called as a special entry. Okay? That is all? No other questions? Okay. So can I wind up then? So what are the takeaways that you will take from me from the session today? What is the takeaway? The first takeaway is that you need to decide now what you want to become in your life. You cannot change it every time. It is not possible. You decide now what you want to become in your life. This is the first takeaway from my session. The second takeaway is whatever you decide, it is not going to come if it remains only in your thought process. You have to put it into action. You have to work towards it. You have to work towards it, you have to dedicate, you have to forget everything else and just work towards your passion. You will definitely be able to achieve it. Third, don't worry about failures. Failures are bound to happen. Learn lessons from them and continue ahead in your life. Don't leave your goal in between because you have failed once or twice. Fourth, most important is that do not underestimate yourself. Okay, girls or boys, don't underestimate yourself. You are equally capable of reaching where I am or where any other person could have reached. In fact, you can achieve much higher scales than any one of us has achieved if you have believed in yourself. So believe in yourself, that is very, very important. With this, I will conclude and wish you all the very best for all your future endeavors. I also have a small institute called as Nation's Pride Defense Institute, where I guide students for the SSB classes. That means I do not take coaching for any written, but once you've cleared your written, you want guidance on SSB, you can get in touch with me through your principal madam, and we will see what best we can do for you all. Okay? Thank you so much and all the very best.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such a wonderful session where we not only saw the Indian Air Force officers speak, but also the psychologists and of course the career consultants. May I request any of the students who would want to come here and share any of their experience, because we have, 3 months like a leader, an Air Force officer, a psychologist and a career consultant sitting here. So anyone, any query, any doubt, any experience, you are most welcome to come up and ask and share. Any one of you? All right. So I think ma'am has already, answered all your queries, and now nobody has any doubts. Thank you so much for that. May I now request our worthy principal, a leader in herself and a role model to many, to kindly present a memento to our small memento to our esteemed guests as a token of gratitude and appreciation. All who ask questions can also join. Come, girls. Come, all those who ask questions can also join in thanking Group Captain Sangeeta Kathait and giving her a small memento of gratitude and appreciation along with our principal ma'am and vice principal ma'am. That's better. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, students. And now, may I invite on stage Garima to present a vote of thanks, please.
Thank you, ma'am. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. A clear career vision helps in making correct decisions regarding one's future. An expert guidance enables a student make his decisions according to his or her abilities and talents. On behalf of the school management, faculty and all the students, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Group Captain Sangeeta Kathait for taking out her precious time and enlightening us regarding our future and career choices. We certainly feel empowered with the valuable guidance provided. I would also like to thank our principal ma'am for providing us with this opportunity to benefit from, and everyone who has been instrumental in putting up this show all together for us. Thank you, ma'am.